Now, as far as this game goes, Emio the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club trademark. I don't know anything about this. Like, I have seen, like, some video thumbnails pop up that are being like, oh, the marketing for this game was so amazing. I did not get touched by the marketing of this game at all. I have no idea what it's about. I know, generally speaking, it's like a mystery type game, which is why we're playing it, because I like... As it turns out, I like those. If you can't tell, given the Danganronpa and Tyrion, Cuthbert, and now this, I quite like that type of game experience, so we're doing that. Got a fresh new one to try. But yeah, I don't really know what we're in for. I haven't even played the other Famicom Detective Club games, not on Switch, not on the Famicom, obviously. But yeah. So let's go. We'll begin our investigation. We're coming into this as fresh as it is plausible to be. And since this game is so new, y'all can't spoil it for me this time. All names, characters, yada yada. It's fiction. Any resemblance is purely coincidental. We are not trying to slander anyone. It was a nice day. The kind of day where you want to take a deep breath and savor the moments. Good morning, Mr. Utsugi. I'm ready for my workday at the Utsugi Detective Agency. Okay. Ah, good morning. Good morning. Nice weather, isn't it? Maybe we should tidy up, open a window? He didn't object, so I went to open the window. Well, that's when... Utsugi Detective Agency. Utsugi speaking. How can I help you? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Is that right? I understand. I'll be right there. What's going on? Who was that? That was Kamada, requesting our services. I'm heading to the scene, and you're coming with me. Okay. Inspector Kamada called us. Yes, sir. So yeah, I have no idea how related this is to the first two Famicom Detective games, if I'm going to be lost for that. But we're on the prologue now. A face. Hopefully it's not too reliant on knowledge from the previous games. So obviously I think this falls under the general category of like a visual novel. Very high production value, I'll say. Like lots of animation and stuff going on. Like very nice. Mr. Utsugi drove us to a drainage pump station in Kufuku City. You're from the Utsugi Detective Agency, right? Glad you can make it. Of course. Okay, I can ask / listen, I can think, or I can save / quit the investigation. You know what? We're dealing with cops? It's too much! I'm out! I'm retiring! Okay, no, but I guess let's ask / listen first. What's the situation? It's a body, I'm afraid. Got an anonymous tip this morning. Okay, I guess I'll have a little think on that. Where's Mr. Utsugi? I could use some help with this guy. Hey, Utsugi, get over here. Mr. Utsugi is over there, talking to the police. Let's just listen to what people have to say for now. Okay. What else you got to say? The victim was young. I'd say middle school. You never get used to this kind of thing. Ooh, middle school. Ouch. That's tragic. That's real tragic. So, do we have any specifics on the victim, or just generalities as of yet? Have they been identified, actually, yet? He's wearing a school uniform, local junior high. Beyond that, we don't have a confirmed ID yet. Okay. Cause of death would be useful. The victim was strangled, so asphyxiation. Okay. Strangling a middle school boy. I wonder what sort of motive could be at play with that. Time of death. Our best guess right now was around 9 o'clock last night. Anything else I ought to know? Observation so far. Let me think about that. Okay, have you thought about that? Okay. Let's listen for now. I listened to everything you had to say. Anything else with the victim? That's all we got for now. Forensics is on it. Hey, Utsugi. Okay, no. What have I not asked? Cause of death? The victim could have been strangled with a rope or a cord, some kind of string. Okay, so I'm realizing sometimes you gotta press again along the same line of questioning. Gotcha. Sorry, that's all the info I have about that. Oh, there was another observation. Okay, and this is where we ask about other observations. Oh, what is it? Well, it's not every day you find a body, let alone one that looks like this. What do you mean like this? Like what? I get chills just thinking about it. Never seen anything like it before. So, I think I can describe it. You might just have to see for yourself. Okay. Where is the victim? Oh, this is where. Illegally dumped garbage. There's a lot of trash here. Some of the stuff doesn't even seem like it's broken. I could maybe grab it up and pawn it. Dang flies, get out of here. I've been trying to combat the flies, because some flies have decided to exist in my abode. Been trying to just bring in some spiders to deal with the flies, but I haven't really been doing a good job so far. What, something on my uniform? Well, you don't have a badge. But maybe that's just how... I guess it's on your hat. Not where I would put it. Hats can be easily lost, but yeah, whatever. Oh, hey, Madko. Welcome to the stream. We're just investigating a murder. Yeah, the usual. I wonder what's behind those trees. Officer's mood seems pretty dark. As I understand, the situation's pretty dark, so it makes sense. Let's look at the victim. Will you take me to see the victim? I shouldn't have said anything. Do you have the right kind of clearance for that? I might need to check with someone. Dude, I'm a detective. Okay. On the other hand, I hate to bug them. You've done this before, right? You're asking if I played the previous games? Because the answer there is no. But I am a veteran of the Danganronpa field of service, so yeah, I know what I'm doing in terms of mysteries. You're letting me? Thanks, I appreciate your help. Just, you know, don't touch anything or anything like that. Hey, what are you doing? Huh? This is an active crime scene, officer. Your job is to keep the looky-loos out. No, you don't understand, Detective Kuze. This guy is supposed to be here. I'll explain. Hi, my name's... Hold that. Thoughts. Let's find somewhere else to talk. Okay. I'm not opposed, but why? Alright, what did you say your name was? Please enter your first name. Okay, Chad, any ideas for a name to go by here? Given that it takes place in Japan, maybe a Japanese sounded name would be good. I'm not really up necessarily on Japanese names. Enter your first name, okay. I don't know. We could be... What if we were Suzero? Is that a name? Suzero. Sure. Let me check and let me make sure that's not accidentally like a Japanese curse word or something. But otherwise, it sounds cool, doesn't it? Chat. I hope. I have no idea if it's a real name or not. To be clear. It sounds like it could be a real name. Yeah, whatever. We'll just go with it. Names are made up anyway, right? There we go. You okay with this? Suzero. Wait, do we have a space at the beginning? I don't think we do. Please enter your last name. Okay, last name will be Suzero. I don't know. Probably want to start with a capital letter. We'll do like Ishi. We'll be Suzero Ishigami. Why not? That I think I've heard before. Don't know where, but it sounds familiar. There. Suzero Ishigami, world famous detective. Or will be anyway. I mean, like, obviously this is kind of atypical in terms of my name conventions, but simultaneously, if we would decide to be like Chris Smith in the middle of Japan, that would just be too ridiculous. Like, that would take me out of the game, I would say. Anyways, my name's Suzero Ishigami. I'm here with the Utsugi Detective Agency. Wait, you're a PI? Who hired you? Well, the police, as far as I'm aware. Well... It sounds like you're about to ask me a question, but you still haven't answered mine. Let me think on this, hold on. This detective seems pretty tense. I get the sense she's not happy about us being called in. Perhaps she's working on a cover-up. I can call. Sorry, not getting out of this that easy. Answer the question. Sure. Well, I can look at my surroundings. Look, if you want to investigate, you're going to have to answer my questions first. That's fair. Let me think on that a bit. She's so tense. I bet if I looked closer, I could see the stress on her face. Okay, well... Examine where? Okay, there we go. This must be Detective Kuze. Seems like she takes crime scene security pretty seriously. Wow. Kuze, I see you've already met our friend here. Oh, Inspector Kamada, good to see ya. You don't mind a little outside help on this one, do you? This is Mr. Utsugi, a private detective, and this is his assistant, Suzero Ishigami. But, sir... Utsugi and I go way back, don't we? It's just a shame we're reconnecting over such unpleasant business. It's a pleasure to meet you, Detective Kuze. I'm sorry to interrupt your good work here. That's okay. It's nice to meet you too. You know, it's the strangest thing, but I feel like we've met before. Yeah, small world. You know, the crime scene investigation world. I'm sure there's overlap. I don't think so. Haven't worked with any PIs before. In any case, I need to get back to the scene, Inspector Kamada, if you would excuse me. Sheesh. So, have you found anything out yet? How about the victim? That poor kid was just in the middle school. Yeah, I hate to say it. Kuzai. She's surprisingly strict, no? But don't take it personally, Shigami. Kuzai's the best we've got, but she can be hard on the others. Herself, too. Hope she didn't rub you the wrong way, kid. No, sir, this is a tough situation, I get it. Kami, you're late! What's that? Here we go again. Any observations? So what did you mean when you said, here we go again? I mean what I said. Sorry I'm late, partner. The traffic was bad and I forgot my briefcase, so I had to go back and... Have you been drinking? You might be able to pull this with another partner, but not me. Come on, give me a break. Oh, what a mess. Yeesh, she's really ripping into him. Let's have a little think. Is he just suggesting that those two officers are always quarreling? Sorry about that, kid. Nothing to do with you. I'm feeling a bit sorry for the other detective. It's not Kuzi's fault, but she sure does seem off today. Tread lightly. Okay, I guess we can. Can we take a look at the victim? Sorry, kid, that's out of the question at the moment. Why? Why? How am I supposed to solve the crime without even seeing the corpse in question? Okay, what are my surroundings? Man, Detective Kuza is not taking it easy on that other detective. Right, anything particular? Kamada, been a long time. How you doing? What? What is it? Ah, my fly's down. Thank you for that. Not a problem. Bros gotta look out for each other. I'm just paying it forward. Boss, how you doing? I can talk to Mr. Utsugi back at the office. That's fair. Okay, let's ask about the victim some more, I guess. Okay, never mind. Let's think about what we've found. Didn't the first officer I spoke to say that the victim looked strange? Hey, can I ask about the victim? I heard that the state of this victim is slightly disturbing. You could say that. That's part of the reason I've called Mr. Utsugi. Huh, what would that have to do with Mr. Utsugi? Anyway, I'm sure you'd like to get your eyes on him, and I'd take you right over, but... I'm afraid that forensics is examining the body right now. It's been transferred. And well, I'm not sure Detective Kuze would allow you two to get a look. Who's in charge of Kuze or you? Come on, man. Stand up for yourself. Grow a spine. Good old Kuze, following police procedure to a T. Who's in charge of you? The law or just, you know, yeah, I guess you can follow protocol. Yeah. Oh, is my chat thing not working? Hold on. Let me just test this. It was working earlier. Huh. No, it seems to be working. What do I didn't... Maybe it fades after a while? I don't know. Odd. Or is it... Hold on. No, okay. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't pick up Mad Cows. That's odd. Anyways, let's see. But look here. Look, here's what I can share with you. This is how he looked when we found him. And that's odd, I suppose. Oh. Let's wrap this up for now. You good with that, Suzuru? Yeah, I mean, yes, sir, Mr. Utsugi. I'm sorry you had to come all this way. It's quite alright. Let's be in touch. Paper bag with a smiling face plastered on it. And kind of reminds me of like the sort of like bullying type behavior you might have of like, ooh, you might as well put a paper bag on your face because you're just that ugly. What's this? Oh, you look sad. But you don't have to cry anymore. After all, I can give you a smile that will last forever. Emio, the Smiling Man. Famicom Detective Club. Curious. Chapter 1, The Urban Legend. Utsugi Detective Agency. Was it easy to look at the victim, was it? It never is, but yeah. So it's a peculiar murder, that's for sure. Making a statement of some kind. We got a few more details. The victim's name was Isuki Sasaki, who was just 15, still in middle school. Okay, yeah. That checks out, because I believe middle school in Japan is like 1 year longer than middle school in America. Because their high school, I think, is just 3 years instead of the 4. Okay, checks out. So, like, by American terms, this is like freshman age, I think. As you heard, the official cause of death was asphyxiation by strangulation. Which kind of makes sense as a system anyways. I don't know, freshmen were always kind of weird. Like, I don't know, they don't feel like they're real high schoolers, but maybe that's just because they're freshmen. I don't know. No offense to any freshmen watching, of course. The police suspect homicide. There were no signs of a struggle, which points to a surprise attack, or someone the victim knew. True. Or the victim could have somehow been, constrained in their ability to react, perhaps unconscious at the time of the attack, which I guess that would probably fall under the umbrella of a surprise attack. That's just me speculating, though. In any case, what I'm most concerned about at this point is that paper bag. Right, so what do you think it means? The thing is, I've seen it before. Is that why you were called in on this case? Makes sense. Must have been 18 years ago now. We had a rash of cases like this one. Okay. Was the killer ever caught? So could it be someone doing their old routine again? Or perhaps a copycat killer? Hard to say. Oh, okay, interesting. Seems to... Yeah, because I couldn't figure out the exact settings I had for chat before. Seems they disappear after a while now on the video. I'm not sure what I feel about that. What do you think, chat? Victims found with paper bags on their heads. Exactly that. It's not something I thought I'd ever see again. When did you see this before? Oh, I guess 18 years ago, but what was that like? It was 18 years ago. Kofuku City, we had multiple victims, all young girls. So I guess already this is breaking that trend somewhat. Since it was a boy this time, as I understand it. All girls. Let's think on that. Should probably stay focused on what Mr. Utsugi has to say for now. There was an incident 18 years ago that may be relevant to this case. That's fair. So what? Let's see, I believe we had 3 victims. All girls between the ages of 13 and 19. The killer used bare hands. Manual strangulation. Okay. Killer in this case used a rope. Or string or something. Another difference. Seeming more and more like the work of a copycat instead of the original killer doing their old routine again. When he found them, they all had paper bags over their heads with smiling faces drawn on them. Oh. We couldn't establish any connection between the victims. They're all just around the same age. True, right? That is one of the things you gotta worry about in these sorts of scenarios, right? If someone commits a crime in a very interesting or flagrant way, then a lot of copycats could potentially do the same type of crime. And then you end up lumping them all together and assume that, oh, it must be the work of one killer, when really there's just a bunch, like, especially in an age where like news, travels fast, and you read in the paper, read an article online about this horrible killing, whereas they put paper bags on people's heads, and some other spy murder would be like, oh, I could do that too. And then if the police link them all together and assume it's the same suspect in all cases, then, that could potentially lead to some of these killers going free. And at the very least making the whole investigative process a lot more complex, because things will not add up properly, because you don't have your one single through line, even when you are looking for that. Like, for example, I believe there's dispute among historians in the Jack the Ripper cases if all of the cases that have historically been attributed to Jack the Ripper were actually committed by the same person, or if some of them were, other people just happening to do similar crimes at similar times. Anyways. Yeah. But I'm sorry to say, we never solved the case. The killer's still out there. Okay, that's not great, but again, the key little changes in modus operandi here make me think we're probably dealing with a copycat. In addition to the 18-year gap, right? I think it's rare. It's rare you have a criminal that, is doing crime, is clean for 18 years, and then relapses 18 years later. Not saying it can't happen, but I think typically crime, like, a propensity for crime, I think is typically something you either sort of grow out of as you mellow with age, or you're just a cold-hardened criminal that's gonna be committing crimes to the day you die. I'm not sure there's really this middle ground of and reformed for 2 decades and then go back to it. So copycat killer, I think, is probably my lead theory here. Thus far, anyway. So we could be looking at... Yeah, it could be the same person. Oh, man. 3 teenage girls. Strangled to death by hand. What a nightmare. Anything else we ought to know about that? All the victims 18 years ago were 8 teenage girls. But this victim was a boy. All the victims 18 years ago were teenage girls. Indeed they were. Anything else? So let's take it I know. But do you have any thoughts on this case so far? Yeah, I could have some thoughts on that. It doesn't quite add up. The 3 female victims 18 years ago. And now a middle school boy? Poor Yusuke Sasaki. Why target a boy this time? It was the same person. It doesn't quite add up. Why would a serial killer who targeted girls 18 years ago come back? And target a boy, Yusuke Sasaki. Isuke? 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 I don't know. Yeah, I'm asking myself the same question. We have to consider the possibility that the previous victims all being female was a coincidence. Possibly. Or if it is the same killer again, changing up the modus operandi could be a good way to throw suspicion off yourself, but we never knew who it was before anyway. So, we always look for a pattern, but we could be overthinking it. This is true, right? 3 is not actually a very big sample size. The human brain tends to find patterns even when there are none. Right, I mean, just for the sake of argument, if I were to flip a coin 3 times, the odds of it being heads 3 times in a row is what? So it's 50-50, then it's 1 in 4, and then it'd be 1 in 8, which, to be fair, still is less likely than the alternative. But, although the real odds you gotta think about it is not the odds of getting heads 3 times in a row. It's the odds of just getting the same 3 times in a row. Right? Because we would have the same... We would draw the same conclusion whether it was boys or girls. Right? So the real odds are first coin flip doesn't matter. Second coin flip is a 50-50 of if we get the same thing again. Third coin flip turns it to 2 and 4. Not 2 and 4. 1 and 4. So 25%. 25% chance, if this is pure random chance, that it... Or 25%... If it's pure random chance, there's a 25% odds that it would be the same type of person 3 times in a row. On a specific... metric. Right? Which, again, it's less likely than the 75%. But it's not really... It's not absurdly unlikely that you can start making assumptions based off it. Wish you had a little more to work with. An additional possibility is the key variable could be related to gender, but not directly correlated to it. Right? So, as an example, if this is a killer that is going for... Say this is just an opportunistic killer who just goes for people that they... Especially if the preferred means of murder here is strangulation, it could be an opportunistic killer that's looking specifically for weaker individuals that they think they can overpower and strangle to death successfully. Which would then, because women are generally weaker than men... If that's your criteria, then you're going to skew towards attacking women as opposed to men. You're also probably going to skew attacking younger. You'd be more likely to attack the 15-year-old boy than like the 20-year-old man. So again, there's a lot of things to consider here. It could be random chance. It could be related but not necessarily directly correlated variable. It could be a completely different killer this time. Lots of ways to explain this. Still, I can't shake the feeling that there's a connection. I trust you've been keeping good notes. You never know when a seemingly trivial detail will make all the difference. Do I need pen and paper for this game, chat? Any important information you gather will automatically be recorded in your notebook. Great, okay. To open and review your notes, move the cursor to Open Notebook and press the A button. Why don't you open up your notebook right now? Let me see if you've got everything. Okay, so... Alright, Isuke Sasaki, 15-year-old junior high student. A student at Minami Daisan Junior High. The apparent victim of a murder, his body was found at a pump station in Kofuku City. That in and of itself is kind of odd. Why was he at a pump station in the first place? Isuke's cause of death was asphyxiation due to strangulation. It appears he was choked with a rope-like object. His estimated time of death was 9 p.m. A paper bag with a smile drawn on it was found on the victim's head. The condition of Isuke's body was similar to the victims of serial murders of girls 18 years ago in Kofuku City. And we are in Kofuku City. Okay. This doesn't really seem all that relevant. Oh wow, it's me. I'm 19 years old, an assistant detective. Okay. I don't know, maybe it is significant that we now have a male victim. Could be. Let's think about it. Was there something else he said that I'm missing? Huh. What? Oh, that must be Ayumi. Hi guys! Hey Ayumi! Am I interrupting something? You both look so serious. Utsugi and I told Ayumi everything we know. You're joking, right? There's an urban legend. That's an urban legend. Haven't you heard of Emio? You know, the smiling man?
Emio?
The smiling man. What do you know about this? Tell me about the smiling man, Ayumi. You might also hear him called Emio, a name that uses the characters for smile and man. Okay. Yeah, Japanese likes to do those sorts of puns with names. And it's an urban legend? Well, the story goes that a man wearing a paper bag with a smiley face on it appears in front of a crying girl. A paper bag with a smiley face on it. Are you serious? Yes, of course. Oh, we got the creepy music. You know it's about to go down. So like I said, the smiling man appears in front of a crying girl with a paper bag on his head. And he says, "Ah, you look sad, but you don't have to cry anymore. After all, I can give you a smile that will last forever." And then she dies. And they always find the victim afterward with a paper bag on her head, just like the smiling man wore. Sounds to me like this guy just, you know when you like shop at like the grocery store or whatever and you end up accruing Maybe I shouldn't say this because I'm gonna get like canceled by the environmentalists. But you end up crewing a lot of plastic bags, and then you end up with like a bag of bags, and you justified yourself, and you're thinking, oh, I use these as like little trash bag liners for my small trash cans. But then you realize that like I use like 2 of these a week, and then I crew like several more of these a week from the store, and they just keep building and building, and you just start thinking to yourself, like, how am I supposed to get rid of these? I guess I could just throw them out, but that kind of seems a bit wasteful. Anyways, maybe he was just trying to get rid of some bags. I can relate, honestly. Would I kill to do it? No. Would I consider it? I'll get back to you on that one. Wow. Anyway, that's the most common version of the story. Lots of different versions. Good to know. Do you know any other versions? You said that's the most common version of the story. What are some other versions? Well, some say that if you stop crying and smile at the smiling man, he'll walk away instead of killing you. Okay. You could say he's into like the mental health field. He's like a therapist. Put that smile right on your face. At gunpoint. Smile or else. Come on, man. Cheer up. Cheer up. But I've also heard that if you look directly at his face, he's definitely gonna kill you. Okay, so smile, but don't look at him. So smile as he walks away. Look at his face and he kills you. Got it. So he's like a proto-Enderman. Good to know. It's always a crying girl, though. All versions agree on that part. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. So the first 2 Famicom Detective Clubs that they released on Switch were, like, remakes of Famicom games. Like, obviously. This one's an original game, right? Am I correct about that? I guess it's sort of like an Echoes of Wisdom type thing. Where they've taken the, like, framework they have of a port and be like, you know what, we can just build on this and make a new game. I believe that's the case. I could be wrong. But I don't think I am. It's always a crying girl, though. All versions agree on that part. Except for real life. Unless maybe this is just a very effeminate boy. Maybe that's where the confusion stems from. So the thing about urban legends is that they're not all legends. Some of them hold a kernel of truth. For now, I'm treating this as valuable information. I say we have a lot of work to do. Let's split up and get to it. Oh, but first, I'd like you to take these. What is that? A phone? An eraser? A walkie-talkie? Are those cell phones? Cool! Please be in touch. If there are any developments, go on, take them. Alright, don't mind if I do. I'll take the one in your right hand. Thanks! I'll keep it close by. Yes, thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go follow up on something. I'd like both of you to work together and decide the best way to split up your research. Understood? Yes, sir. Understood. Got it. See you later, sir. Oh, cool. I got a phone. I could call him right now. Oh man, that's so old. This is Utsugi. What's going on? Has there been any development in like 10 seconds since you left the office? No. No, sorry about that. I'm just getting the hang of the cell phone. It's pretty convenient. Yes, well, keep in mind that you can only use it in places with a strong enough signal. I guess that'll come up later. Well then, talk later. What year does this take place in? Like, I assume it's probably framed as... It's probably like a fairly direct sequel? And based on that phone, it can't take place later than, like, 2005. Maybe it takes place sometime in the early 90s? Late 80s, I guess? I don't know. I'm not sure when cell phones were invented. I think they existed in the 90s. I'm pretty sure. Certain. Let's see. Let's talk. How we're gonna do this. So how do you want to tackle this, Ayumi? I think we should start by reviewing our notes and seeing if there's anything we can deduce. That's a pretty good idea. Good plan. Ooh, review notes. But first, number. Oh, I can just straight up dial a number. Maybe I could dial like 555, 555, 5. Oh, that's as many digits as exist in Japan. Number you have dialed is no longer in service. Please check the number and try calling again. Does anyone know what Nintendo's number is? I'm curious if that's like a... Like, that'd be a fun Easter egg. Anyways, let's review them. Oh, wait, but I did want to, because I think this will be funny. We'll call it Ayumi while we're right here. I'm sitting right here. Did you really just try calling me? I had to make sure it works. Yeah, sorry, I've never used a cell phone before. Neither have I, but this is so exciting. It'll be super convenient. Okay, so we're in a time where cell phones are new enough to be like cutting edge, to the point where 19-year-olds have never used them before. It says we should be careful about only using them when necessary. Here, the battery doesn't last long. Fair point. Don't worry, I'll be careful. I could also call the office. Hello? Hello? I know it's you. I'm having too much fun with this. I'm prank calling my partner in... Well, not in crime, my partner in solving crime. Yeah, sorry. Now here's a question. Is it unique dialogue if I do it again? Let's not repeat that mistake. Okay, but was it a mistake to call the office? Amy might get mad at me, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, fair enough. Let's review what we got so far. So we have a victim, Yusuke Sasaki, discovered this morning. Based on what we know so far, I suspect suicide, or based on what we know so far, I suspect homicide. And it's gotta be homicide. It's not impossible, obviously, you know, things like hanging exist. But just in the middle of the wilderness, it would be difficult to strangle yourself. Especially to strangle yourself and then not... Like, if he hung himself, for example, the rope still would have been on the body when he was found. Right? You can't really strangle yourself and then, like, remove the strangling instrument because you're dead after you've strangled yourself. Which severely impacts your ability to tamper with the crime scene. Based on what we know so far, I suspect homicide. I think you're right. Now, Isuki was wearing a paper bag with a smile on it when he was found. And there's a certain similarity. So it's just like the Smiling Man urban legend, or it's like the real-life case of the Smiling Man. And it's both. I'd say the comparison to the real-life case is probably more relevant than the urban legends. It's like the real-life case of the Smiling Man. You mean the urban legend? Yes, of course. But what if the urban legend is based on the actual murders that took place 18 years ago in Kafuku City? See, yeah, this is what I was getting at. I guess I just worded it slightly inelegantly. It's possible horrible incidents like that could have spawned such a morbid story, right? Now, I'd be curious, did the story spawn the original murders, or did the original murders spawn the story? Like, does the story predate the original murders or not? Not sure how relevant that is, but it could be relevant. Still, we need to establish some sort of connection. The victim was a boy, right? That's right. And all 3 victims in the older cases were girls, according to Mr. Utsugi. Yeah, it doesn't seem likely that that was only a coincidence. It's probably relevant. That poor kid, Isuki, got from one of those horrible paper bags. Yeah. Was there anything else on your mind? Was there? What am I missing? Oh, I should mention that we, met the detective assigned to the case. Her name's Kazu. Or Kaze. Or Kuze, right, Kuze. Utsugi seemed to recognize her from somewhere. Has Mr. Utsugi worked with her before? I'm not sure, I didn't ask. Certainly a possibility, but also not confirmed. Huh. Well, where do we go from here? I mean, we've got to do some investigations. I'd love to get a look at the actual body. I wasn't at the scene of the crimes. I only know what you've told me so far. Let's think on this. Great question. Wish I had the answer. Well, maybe it's worth checking with the police again. Forensics could have dug something up by now. Good idea. If it's alright with you, I think I'll try to find out more about the victim. Poor guy. That'll be helpful. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, where the precinct is, right? Do you need the address? No, I've got it. I guess we'll travel then. To the police station. Alright, see you later. Good luck. Okay, before we leave her, I'm gonna say 30% odds she's dead at some point in this game. I'm concerned for her well-being. She's... how old is she? I'll need to look that up. If she is... Because what, the previous murder was 13 to 19, I think? If she is 19 or younger, I'm concerned for her safety as we look into this case. I don't think we're ready for that yet, but if we keep working together, maybe one day. Yeah, alright. Okay, I'm off. See you later. Alright, good luck, Ayumi. Stay safe.